Hello, hello YouTube, my name is Mitzer and welcome back to some more Pokemon Violet. And last I left off, I just finished my battle with Nemona and we're gonna continue on exploring. I played on my other playthrough, like on my other account, and I got decently far. Well, not really decently far, I kind of only completed one gym and one of the other two things that you have options to. So I didn't do too much, but I did spend a lot of time looking for a very specific mon, and I ended up catching that mon, thankfully. Now I'm not going to be using any of the same mons on this team as I would my other team, so it's going to be completely different. Reason being, obviously, because I just want a whole different team. I don't want to be using repeat mons that I've already used in another playthrough. So, you know, god damn, man. Every time I see our mother in this game, she looks fine. Like, holy shit. Maybe it's just me. Might be just me, but, you know, let me know if you guys agree. Give us them Podions. She gave us a sandwich, too. Sandwich made with mother's loves, and mother's love is always better than the rest. I don't really need teaching on how to catch wild Pokemon. I really wish I could skip this, but I obviously cannot. That is not an option. I did. I'm gonna check something real quick. I didn't save that. Oh, I'm also gonna check. No, not that. Please be a decent nature. No, man. Well, at least it's gonna be super speedy. I wanted a nature that didn't lower my physical attack because it's a speedy physical attacker in its later forms, so it does hurt that it is a attack lowering nature, but I can't do much about it, so unless I wanted to sit here and soft reset constantly for a good nature, but I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm not gonna bore you guys endlessly with that. To be fair, that's what I should have did in my other playthrough. Because in my other playthrough, I'm using Quaxley. And Quaxley also ends up being, well, not really fast, but he ends up being a decently hard hitter on the physical end. And I got a timid nature. So I'll be decently fast, but I'm not going to hit very hard. Or not hit as hard as I would like to. But I mean, it is playthrough. And I don't know if this game is like Legends Arceus or Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, where the end game trainers are EV trained and stuff like that. If they are, then yes, it'll matter a lot. But if not, then it won't matter too much. I gotta make my way all the way up to the lighthouse. Okay. And she wants me to catch Mons on the way there. I mean, I would if I knew what Mons were around me. I have an idea of what I want, so, but I will engage in combat with this thing if it falls down. Come on now. Damn it. I was hoping it would fall down from the tree and then fight me, because I would like to show you guys what it looks like at least. Even though I do not plan on using that mon in specific. Oh. Of all things to fight me too, it's a fire and flying type. Now, I do like to explore a little bit, and there is some useful items around here like that. So I do recommend exploring at least somewhat and finding yourself some useful items, because stuff like that'll appear. In my other playthrough, I literally did not buy a single potion or revive or Pokeball or anything yet, because I've just been picking up items and it keeps me stocked the entire time. So I really do recommend walking around and picking up these items when you can. It will pay off big time. I haven't caught any new mons. Oh my lord, okay. Now, like I said, none of these reactions will be like raw, oh my, this is the first time I'm seeing it kind of thing. Because I am playing another playthrough on another account on the side, so none of these will be first time reactions. I know what's gonna happen here. Though, it is cool. I might be able to pick up on things I didn't pick up on before either, so. So far, nothing new though. This is the first time we see this mon in particular, though. I won't spoil its name. And speaking of spoiling things, even though I have it, well, that right there is weird with what happened with the Rotom. Um, but I won't be spoiling things at all. Obviously, I will keep hush hush on things that I've seen already. It just won't be raw reactions. Which I guess depends on how you feel about that. If you're somebody who prefers raw reactions over, like, oh, I've seen this before and it's not really an authentic reaction, I guess you could say. If you're somebody who doesn't like that, then that's unfortunate, because my reactions won't be authentic or raw, but you know. And I love how this thing literally just eats the sandwich that we give it, and it's full of energy again. Even though last episode, it literally crashed into the ground. And I take it back, this is not the first time we see this legendary. This is the first time our character sees the legendary, because um, we see it in the cutscene last episode. And something I did notice about what's gonna come up is it seems like it's a bit more designed towards the other legendary than this one. It's hard to explain. You'll see what I mean when it happens. I'll point it out. Though this scene is absolutely dope. that whole transformation is beyond beautiful in my opinion. Like, such a cool legendary. Such a cool scene overall. And I thought that thing was gone for so long right after this. It just faded away into the cave, but it just reappears. It just straight up reappears, just plops itself back there. Though it itself is a um invisible barrier. So like if you get too far ahead of it or something, like try to get too far ahead of it, sorry. Um you'll be forced to walk and slow down. Aw, Nemona's worried. I mean, I would be too. Look at these shorts. I have everything exposed. One little bug will ruin my thighs and my knees and everything. I still am curious. Oh, okay, now I understand what that is. The first time I played through this, I was wondering what that glow was back there, but now I realize it's a glow for a TM. So like TMs and stuff like that will be in a yellow Pokeball, obviously, because that's how they've been for the past few generations. Um, but will also have that gold greenish glow to them, so they're very distinct. And initially, I saw only the green part of the glow, so I thought it was a new kind of item or something like that. But I was wrong. It's just a TM that I will eventually come back for. Sorry about that. Again, recording super late at night, so a little tired. This cave, though, in all honesty, has been very pleasing to the eye. Like, this past little bit of the scenes here have been very pleasant. I think it's this part here that I was talking about that's about to come up that I think is designed more towards the other legendary. Yeah, it's this part here. So, the Houndoom attacks us. Our Mon grows the biggest pair of nuts and tries to fight this thing, being level 6 to level 40. That was never gonna go well. I could have another 20 levels and I'd still get my butt handed to me. I'd still get shit on, and I'd still get my ass handed to me. I don't know why I tried to censor myself just a while ago. I'm pretty sure those two words are fine. As long as I don't use them too much. I don't know how YouTube algorithm works, but you know. This part, yeah. So it literally looks like he's leaping with actual legs and not like using his boosters. That just looks like it's not designed well for this legendary in particular. Still a very nice scene, very dope scene overall. But you know. Man, what is up with its neck though? Jesus. Yeah, transforms back. All pooped. Out of energy. 99. Something I will do though is I'll try to use different dialogue answers than I did with my other playthrough. Um, because I feel like some of them will make a difference. Some of them might not. It's still got some energy, thankfully. Exchanging the numbers. Now, initially when I saw that, I reacted like, no, please don't bring those back because I didn't like those when people would call you every 2 minutes to say like, hey, I caught this new Pokemon. You should come check it out so I can show you my new Pokemon. And it'd be like a Rattata or something, right? When they did that in Gen 5. And I didn't want them bringing that back. But from what I've experienced so far in the game is it's very little calling and it's more or less just used as a way for said character to contact you during a cutscene. Speaking of cutscenes, I was trying to see if I could bypass that one there. Because we get introduced to a new character here. He gets all upsetty spaghetti because he sees the legendary running out and about without his permission. So he's Professor Turo's son. And I guess in the other game, he'd be it's still the professor's son, but I forgot the other professor. I forgot the name of the other professor. I knew it, but now I'm drawing a blank. Whatever. Anyway, it's the professor's son, so he would take care of Miraidon for whatever reason, I guess. It hasn't been clarified why. Just that he was the caretaker for it for a little while. And he wants us to battle him here to test our worthiness of taking care of Miraidon. And he only has a Squovet. Literally just the Squovet. So, my question is, if you only have a Squovet, what made you so worthy of looking after this legendary Pokemon? I almost said Digimon there for whatever reason. Like, bro, I just started my adventure, and I've got a higher level Pokemon than you do. What made you so worthy if you're gonna have only this thing to look after that beast of a thing? But you know, this proves to him that we're worthy. We get a level up, we get a new move. Bite is actually going to be useful. Bite is always useful early on. Decent power. Got a chance to flinch. Dark is always great offensively because there's very little things that resist it. There's like 3 things in the game, 2 things maybe in the game that resist it. Fairy. Fighting, I think. And I think that's it. I could be wrong. I don't remember exactly what resists dark, but there's no more than 3 things. There might not even be 3 things, there might only be 2. I know fairy for sure resists it. But outside of that, I can't think of anything that resists it off the top of my head. I know steel used to, but now it doesn't. They changed that back in Gen 6, I think. Back in Gen 6, they changed that because steel was an absurdly busted defensive typing. They made it so it doesn't resist ghost and dark anymore. Because before being or having those 2 taken away, it resisted like a total of 8 or 9 typings, which is half of the spectrum before Fairy came out. Actually, it's half even after Fairy came out. But when Fairy came out, that's when it got its nerf. Because I guess Game Freak finally realized how busted it was defensively, but still doesn't make much of a difference. It is still an obscenely busted defensive typing. Still the best defensive typing in the game. I mean, you could argue maybe a few other typings, but after all the water Pokemon nerfs, the typing itself is still really good, but the Mons are not really amazing right now because nothing gets like toxic or any that great of moves because Pokemon Home isn't a thing right now. So nothing gets any of the home moves. Without the home moves, there's a lot of defensive water types that aren't that great because they don't get their they don't get like toxic, they don't get like maybe their recovery move or maybe a coverage move or something like that. But there's a lot of mons that just don't get amazing things, and it's in particular water types. Water type itself didn't receive a nerf, but the mons themselves received nerfs because Home hasn't come out with their since Home isn't around. Home, we don't have their good movesets. But once Home does come back, we'll get a lot of their good movesets back. And that didn't only happen to water types, that happened to a lot of like defensive steel, like just a lot of defensive mons in general that were like not meant to be defensive, I guess you could say. Because there's a lot of offensive mons that were running defensive sets that just ran metagames because it was good on both ends. A prime example of this is Lander's Therian. Base 140, 145 attack, and base like 90 defense, 90 HP or something like that. Not amazing defense and HP, but it got Intimidate, and ground flying was a really good typing, and it could just do a lot of damage in return and eat a lot of damage because of the ability to intimidate things and not be knocked out so easy. So there's a lot of mons now that can't run, a lot of offensive mons that can't run their defensive sets. So right now it's like super heavy offense, offense, offense. But I'm going to end the episode here. I didn't get an amazing amount done, but I don't want to drag episodes on for too long. I kind of want to stick around the 26-ish minute mark at most. But yeah, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button for the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Peace.